For Dwight, we have Prove Thyself. Dwight's other perks are Leader and Bond, but I picked Prove Thyself because now that gens are taking a little longer than what they used to before the update, Prove Thyself helps get the gens done a bit quicker with the help of other people, and you get a nice little blood point boost at the end of it. I mean, I'll just use it just to get over there quicker. And that's going in the video. Sprint bursting straight into the killer. Meghead. I chose Sprint Burst. Her other perks are Adrenaline and Quick and Quiet. Sprint Burst is a great exhaustion perk for new players. Claudette. I chose Botany Knowledge. Her other perks are Empathy and Self-Care. Self-Care, no. Botany is great at healing someone up in tricky situations. It works great when paired with Bite the Bullet. Self-Care is basically just useless now, and I just think Botany Knowledge is better than Empathy. Jake, Saboteur. His other perks are Iron Will and Calm Spirit. Saboteur is great for covering hooks and helping teammates that need it. For Nia, I chose Balanced Landing. Her other perks are Urban Evasion and Streetwise. Overall, it is an exhaustion perk, and I will mostly be choosing exhaustion perks. Lori. I chose Object of Obsession. Her other perks are Decisive Strike and Soul Survivor. Object is great at knowing where the killer is, knowing if you have time to jump in and help somebody that's in need. I feel like Soul Survivor is just screwing over you like your whole team. Object is definitely one of Lori's better perks. For Ace, I chose Open Handed. His other perks are Up the Ante and Ace in the Hole. Open Handed is great at strengthening already strong aura reading perks, and I feel like it's fantastic to use when playing solo queue. But if somebody gets hooked when you're on a gen and you don't know if anyone's going for the save, it's great for knowing that you've got to go and save them pretty quick because no one else is going for them. Bill, Unbreakable. His other perks are Borrowed Time and Left Behind. Originally I would have chosen Borrowed Time, but now that it's become base kit, it goes to Unbreakable instead. Unbreakable is great when using a slug build, and especially for solo queue. Left Behind is good, but it's very situational and it only works at the end game, so it's pretty much a wasted perk slot throughout the game. Bang. I chose Lithe. Her other perks are Technician and Alert. Lithe is an all-round amazing exhaustion perk. David. We're gonna live forever. If you manage to save a survivor from the killer's shoulder by either pellet or flashlight, they gain the endurance effect. Quentin. Chose Vigil. His other perks are Wake Up Pharmacy. Using exhaustion perks in this game helps so much. Vigil just helps you gain back your exhaustion perks so much quicker. For Tap, I chose Detective's Hunch. His other perks are Tenacity and Stakeout. Detective's Hunch is great at finding totems, generators, and chests. It's great to work in combo with other perks. If you bring a boon, it's great for finding that. Kate, I picked Windows of Opportunity. Her other perks are Dance With Me and Boil Over. I picked Windows of Opportunity because it is a great perk for new players. If you're unsure on good looping places, Windows helps with that so much. If you need to get to a pallet really quick, you'll see it. I chose this though because I feel like Boil Over could be good for a meme build. Dance With Me is pretty decent, but it's not that strong. Adam. I chose Deliverance. His other perks are Diversion and Autodidact. Deliverance can be a great second chance perk, although it can be easily wasted if you're the first person hooked and you've not managed to unhook anybody else. Also doesn't work if you're the last survivor in the match. I very nearly chose Diversion because Diversion is a great perk. I tend to use Diversion a lot in meme builds. Just imagine as well, if it's the end game and you've not used it yet, everybody else is safe and you get hooked. You can just wait for the killer to walk off and you can just eat off the hook, and now with the new base hit BT, you're almost 99% sure to escape. Jeff. Distortion. His other perks are Breakdown and Aftercare. Distortion is great for hiding your aura from the killer, so say for example the killer's got barbecue, they won't see your aura, although it will take a token. You can also gain tokens back whilst hiding in the killer's terror radius for so long, but Aftercare you may as well just use Bond instead, and Breakdown only works twice. Jane. I chose Head On. Her other perks are Poised and Solidarity. Head On, in my personal opinion, is one of the best exhaustion perks in the game. Head On can be great at saving another survivor if, say for example, the killer walks past the locker while carrying somebody. Although I have noticed recently that I feel like there might be a bug with head-on where it does something with the collision from like hitting the killer. So in the last clip you'll see with the Myers I had, I used head-on and then it looked like they lagged, but it happened with the Blight as well. Head-on is definitely one of the best exhaustion perks in the game, in my personal opinion. I might have time for head-on. I'm not gonna. I should have jumped in the second one. Where the fuck did he just go? Ash. I chose Flip-Flop. His other perks are Metal of Men and Buckle Up. Flip-Flop is absolutely amazing if using the slug build, and especially in solo queue. I would have chose Metal of Men, but they've absolutely just ruined Metal of Men. I just feel sorry for anyone that tries to use Metal of Men anymore because it is absolutely a waste of a perk. Buckle Up isn't very strong either in my personal opinion. Nancy. I chose Inner Strength, and the other perks are Better Together and Fixated. Inner Strength is great if you need a heal. Just cleanse the totem and then jump in a locker for a little bit and then you heal. The only problem with that is though, if somebody else is using perks that require the use of totems and you're going around destroying them, it can be a bit of a kick in the face. Steve. I chose Second Wind. His other perks are Camaraderie? Camaraderie. I can't pronounce that word. And Babysitter. All you need to do is heal somebody else, and then once you've been unhooked, wait a small amount of time, and then you're fully healed. The only problem is though, if you're being tunneled and then hit back into the dying state, Second Wind does not activate, but it's still one of Steve's better perks. Yui. I chose Lucky Break. Her other perks are Any Means Necessary and Breakout. Is the killer on your ass? Do you need to be able to get away without them being able to see scratch marks? Have no fear, Lucky Break has got your back. You can now gain the seconds back. For every second you spend healing them, you gain seconds back. Zarina. Off the Record. Her other perks are Red Herring and For the People. Off the Record has gained the endurance effect. Cheryl Soulguard. Her other perks are Blood Pact and Repressed Alliance. I chose Soulguard though because I don't have much experience with it, but as you'll see in this clip, I managed to pull off one of the best Soulguard uses I've ever been able to get. If you pair it with something like Unbreakable, you can basically get the endurance effect after getting up off the ground, and I managed to body block and save this David. It's definitely one of Cheryl's better perks. Felix. I chose Desperate Measures. His other perks are Visionary and Built to Last. Is your whole team in a bad situation? Never mind, Desperate Measures has got your back. Depending on how many survivors are injured, Desperate Measures gives you a speed boost on things like healing, unhooking, stuff like that. Visionary is great for new players, but once you've completed a gem, Visionary deactivates for a certain amount of time. I just feel like Desperate Measures has saved me more times than the other perks. Elodie. Power Struggle. Her other perks are Appraisal and Deception. Power Struggle is one of the best perks in the game when you can actually get it to work. I feel like Deception is more of a meme perk. Appraisal is good if worked with other perks. I just feel like Power Struggle is the amount of joy you get from Power Struggle when it works is just, I couldn't not choose it. For Yunjin, I chose Fast Track. Her other perks are Smash Hit and Soul Preservation. Now that generators are taking a little longer since the new update, Fast Track can help so much with getting the generators done a bit quicker. You do have to wait until more people have been hooked, but imagine you have one gen left, there's been a lot of hooks and you've saved them throughout the entire match and you need to get that last little chunk of the gen done. You can use it in situations like that and it can literally change the outcome of that match. Jill. Resurgence. Her other perks are Counterforce and Blast Mine. Resurgence is great if you're in a solo queue game and people aren't really healing you much. Leon, Bite the Bullet. His other perks are Flashbang and Lucky Spirit. Bite the Bullet is amazing to have if the killer is constantly on your back and you need to lose the killer really quickly. You can just hide and lose line of sight and then just start healing, and then the killer won't know where you are. It's also good at healing other survivors because when you heal them, they also lose the noise that they make from being injured. Michaela, Circle of Healing. Her other perks are Clairvoyance and Shadow Step. Michaela definitely has one of the strongest perks in the game currently. Circle of Healing can help other survivors and it can also be reused. If the killer snuffs Circle of Healing, you can just go and reuse it on that totem. So unlike with a hex, the killer can't regain that hex back. Jonah, Exponential. His other perks are Overcome and Corrective Action. I call Exponential Unbreakable 2.0, although Exponential is for everybody. The only drawbacks are if you're not in radius or somebody else has been going around coins and totems, you can't really use this perk, but it is basically an infinite amount of Unbreakable for the entire team. It's great at helping other people as well as yourself. Yoichi, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm so sorry, I'm really bad at names. I chose Empathic Connection. His other perks are Parental Guidance and Dark Theory. If anyone needs help, they can very easily find you with Empathic Connection. Empathic Connection has saved me so many times in endgame. And last but not least, we've got Hadi. I picked Overzealous. Her other perks are Inner Focus and Residual Manifest. Now that gens are taking a little bit longer than they used to, Overzealous is great for just helping those gens get done a little bit quicker. It does mean though that you have to destroy totems if you get injured in between using it. Even in solo queue it still works pretty well. You just stay away from the killer for a bit and you can get the gens done that a little bit quicker.